'Cause it's just loose lips. I chat better than I sing, so go ahead and enjoy.
I saw him message earlier and I got a bit goosebumpy. Serge obviously give you a little shout there.
Yeah, hopefully he's legged it now.
Like, what's it like when you work with somebody long term like that, and then you start to come up with your own concepts together because you both know how each other work? Like were it the coloured paint, for example, and then what's that like when you've earned that relationship and trust?
It's hard with that one because that he's become a very, very close friend, and it's beautiful to work with him because sometimes he'll give you something and you remember, that's who he is. You forget because you do so much together, but his ideas, the way his mind works, the level he operates at is just so inspiring. So whenever he's like, do you want to do this, it's just beautiful. And like you say, it's been nearly a decade that we've worked together, so I sort of understand him, and he trusts me, and then we go on and create magic, I hope. I mean, I all I've ever wanted to do since working with him as a full band, Kasabian, was make, I was obsessed with Oasis when I was growing up and looking at pictures, and I just wanted to go, well, there's someone like me to them. Although I was very much into them, you can't turn up and be that guy. So I was like, well, I'll give people like me and who saw the stuff from other bands when I was little. I just want to make sure that I'm giving them guys what they want, and that's all it ever is. Make sure that he's been not represented. That's not the right word, but when you put an image out of him, that people want to see it and take notice, and he gives you that with minimal effort because he's brilliant. Hopefully he's gone. He's better if gone. Anyway.
Is there any images that you can look back that you're almost trying to get of that level? Like, images that stand out for me there's a Jimi Hendrix one where the crowd's behind him and he's turned almost facing the camera, but not looking the camera, and he's got the peace sign up.
Right.
Like, yeah. Is there ever a moment where you're like, when they're at Glastonbury, for example, and it's like, I've got it.
I didn't do Glastonbury.
Oh.
I missed Glastonbury because I had a decent job. I was in Brazil photographing the World Cup, but I still remember when I got the commission, and I obviously had to take it. It was 6 weeks, and then realizing it clashed with Glasgow and sitting on. I can't remember where we were. I was with the band. Maybe it was Scotland, and I remember sitting on the bus and sort of having. It took me ages to say I can't be at Glastonbury. I've got this other job, and it was heartbreaking at that time because I didn't know if I'd be asked back. I didn't know if he'd get another photographer. We'd only been together, like working together 3 years then. So I was like, well, that could be it. And I kind of hadn't made a decision for that to be it. I'd always wanted to go to the World Cup. I was offered this great job, which meant I would go to games right up to the finals. And it was like, I've got to do it. But yeah, anyway, sorry to cut in there. But yeah, that particular one, just use another example, Leeds and Reading.
No, but to be fair, when they had the skeleton mask or whatever,
right? Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, so and I remember actually that on the visuals on the screen they had like a countdown timer that was capturing people in the crowd at their moment. So was that something involved with you as well? Then?
No, nothing to do with me. That was Aitor Fruit, genius. That was all his work. So yeah, nothing to do with me. But in terms of images, yeah, I think what I would. Often, if I get a good image, I don't use it. And I know that'll sound daft, but you sometimes see them when you're going through and you kind of go, that needs 20 years. Like, that's brilliant, but it needs 20 years. So you choose the ones that tell the story of that gig so they can put it all out, and you can put social media, and we can go off and do our portraits and other bits we want to do. But there's often ones where, I mean, I'll have forgotten that, but I can remember you sitting, you're like, that's it. 20 years time, that's going to tell the world everything it needs to know about that band on that stage at that time. So that is the idea, you want those, and we ain't got long to, what do we need to get to 2031, and then I've done 20 years, so we'll fingers crossed that's when I'd like to show the majority of that work. I don't really, you know, I don't show it in terms of what I do with them day to day. I show a lot of the bigger stuff, the portraits or the press releases, or if we've done album covers, or, you know, obviously we use things on Instagram and all that sort of stuff. But the real story I'd love to say in about 20 years, yeah.
'Cause it's just loose lips.